After Trump warned we're ready to go, Iran signaled that more advanced weapons are still waiting in reserve. Iran is now teasing deadlier, unused weapons as Trump insists Netanyahu will follow Washington's lead. Asim Munir arrived in Tehran as Trump and Iran entered a tense last-minute diplomatic and military gamble. The Strait of Hormuz remains on edge as Trump delays strikes while Tehran hints at fresh firepower. Fresh diplomatic efforts continued as tensions stayed high between the United States, Israel, and Iran. An Iranian source told RIA Novosti that Tehran still possesses advanced weapons that have not yet been used. Iran warned those weapons are ready for deployment if the conflict escalates once again. President Donald Trump said Washington remains prepared for further military action if negotiations collapse. Trump, however, said he was willing to wait a few days to give diplomacy another chance. The latest negotiations focused on ending hostilities and preventing a broader regional conflict. Talks also continued over Iran's nuclear program, sanctions relief, and wider regional security guarantees. Major disagreements still remain over uranium enrichment and the future of Iran's nuclear capabilities. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu insisted Iran's uranium enrichment capabilities must be dismantled before any final agreement. Netanyahu warned the conflict cannot truly end while Tehran continues retaining nuclear infrastructure. Meanwhile, President Donald Trump claimed Netanyahu would do whatever I want him to do regarding Iran.
What have you said to Prime Minister Netanyahu about Iran and how long to hold off on strike?
He's fine. He'll do whatever I want him to do. He's a very, very good man. He'll do whatever I want him to do, and he's a great guy. To me, he's a great guy. Don't forget, he was a wartime prime minister, and he's not treated right in Israel, in my opinion. I'm right now at 99% in Israel. I could run for prime minister, so maybe after I do this, I'll go to Israel, run for prime minister. I had a poll this morning. I'm 99%, so that's good. But no, he's a wartime prime minister, and I just don't think they treat him well. I think they have a president over there that treats him very poorly.
Meanwhile, Iran tightened monitoring systems and expanded control measures across the strategic Strait of Hormuz. President Donald Trump says the negotiations sit on a borderline between a lasting peace and renewed conflict, warning that the outcome could go either way. Trump adds that an agreement could arrive very quickly, possibly within the next few days, as negotiators work to close remaining gaps. Iran spokesman Ismail Barkai confirms Tehran has received Washington's latest proposal and is carefully reviewing the terms before responding. The new US proposal reportedly demands tougher nuclear restrictions from Iran in exchange for the phased release of frozen Iranian funds. Barkai reiterated Tehran's position that any deal must include the release of frozen assets and the removal of shipping restrictions, calling those points non-negotiable. Pakistan has stepped up mediation efforts, dispatching senior officials to Tehran twice in the past week to help bridge differences and keep talks moving. On May 19th, President Trump and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu held a tense phone conversation about a developing regional proposal. The discussion focused on a new plan involving several Arab and Muslim mediators, Axios reports. That framework was reportedly drafted by Qatar and Pakistan, with backing from Saudi Arabia, Turkey, and Egypt. The proposal would formally end the war by arranging a US-Iran letter of intent to de-escalate hostilities. It would also launch a 30-day negotiation period to resolve disputes over Iran's nuclear activities and shipping routes. According to Axios, Netanyahu strongly opposed the framework during the call, warning against the terms. Israeli officials say Netanyahu argued military pressure should continue rather than offering concessions to Tehran. Bibi remained skeptical, pointing to previous negotiations with Iran that repeatedly failed, Israeli sources say. Meanwhile, Iran's parliamentary speaker Mohammad Bagher Ghalibaf accused the US of preparing conditions for another war. Ghalibaf warned Tehran would deliver a forceful response to any future US or Israeli attacks. Those threats came as Trump announced he had called off an attack on Iran at the request of Arab leaders.
How to respond after you said yesterday you're about an hour away from making a decision. Where does that stand today? Have you heard anything from them?
It's right on the borderline, believe me. If we don't get the right answers, it goes very quickly. We're all ready to go. We have to get the right answers. It would have to be a complete 100% good answers. And if we do, we save a lot of time, energy, and lives, most importantly.
How long will you wait?
Could go very quickly. Or a few days. It could be a few days, but it could go very quickly. Iran is a defeated nation. We're dealing with some people, and I must tell you, we're dealing with some very good people. We're dealing with people that are, I think, far more reasonable than the people that are really no longer with us. We're dealing with some people with talent, with good brain power, and we're pretty impressed by it. So hopefully those people will make a deal that's going to be great for everybody.
Are you getting tired of the
But
back and
I
forth?
don't know. Do I get what? I never get tired. But what I like to do, if I can save war by waiting a couple of days, if I can save people being killed by waiting a couple of days, I think it's a great thing to do. I'll have a message at a later date. Okay.
Sir, on Iran, did the U.S. offer Iran oil sanctions relief during these talks, as the Iranian TV has reported?
No, I haven't heard that. No. I'm not doing any relief until they sign an agreement. When they sign an agreement, we can get that place built up again and have something that's really a good country for the people. But no, we haven't offered anything.
The rise of AI, they're worried that their kids are not going to be able to have jobs someday because AI will
I'll tell you, AI has been amazing because right now we have more jobs, more people working right now in the United States by far than we ever had before. And outside of the war, and I assumed the economy was going to go down, the stock market would go down 20-25%. It's actually up. The stock market is higher now than it was before I started the Iran situation. And on the Iran, I had no choice because they were going to have a nuclear weapon. We're not going to give them a nuclear weapon. But that's going to end soon, one way or the other. Oil is going to come tumbling down. There's so much oil. We have 1,600 ships in the Strait that are loaded up with oil that are going to be coming out very soon. So we'll have to see. But the military has been unbelievable. The blockade has been infallible. Not one ship has gotten through the blockade. 37 have tried. They all wish they didn't.